Hi folks, 20 inches by 16. Good size, it's about as large as I really want to work out on and demonstrate. Back with the oily paintings. I've got some linseed oil, just squeezed out. It's ordinary linseed oil made by Pure Chem. Good quality. It takes a while to dry. I put in a bit of dryer. This is my dryer, fast drying medium. There we go. These things come with these lids, child-proof lids. They're not well, they become an adult proof after a few uses. So what I do, I just put a screwdriver down between the top and the inner and prise it off. So now, where are we? There we are. Cap. Throw that in the bin. Don't want that anymore. So now I can just open it and so on. Palette. Well, this is my basic palette today anyway. I've swapped the sap green for Viridian because I like Viridian mixing with the blue and maybe the Payne's grey. It's a bit tacky from a couple of, still usable just. So we've got ultramarine, red ochre, Viridian, Payne's grey and yellow ochre. I use the yellow ochre mainly in the skies to try and get it light. Just a simple, well hopefully simple rural scene. I've put my horizon fairly low, might even be lower than that, but I'm going to just splash the paint around. Well, if I'm going to do that, I better put my pinny on. Here we go, one pinny going on. It's a really miserable day in South London today. Rain, but it's quite mild, thank goodness. It's about 16 degrees centigrade in my garden this morning. Harry the cat's been in and out a few times, soaking wet. He loves climbing all over the duvet, waking you up with soaking wet back. The lovely cat. So anything else we need to know? No, I should be listening to the radio. I'm drinking my tea. Got some cotton buds for lifting out bits and pieces. But I think something as often as not you can do it as well with your fingernail. But anyway, there we are. So we've got our linseed oil, we've got our paints. The board, I've only put one coat of white gesso on it. It is a demo, but I have sealed it with a coat of PVA glue. I'll show you the PVA glue because this is how I buy it. This is the second container. It's very reasonable. It's contractor's grade PVA. Adhesive and sealer, all-purpose primer, sealer and bonding agent. Very safe. If your legs fall off your art chair, then you can stick it back with this. Right, okay. I've got a demonstration coming up in about 3 weeks, but I'm sure that with the way COVID's being handled and lockdowns, we don't know where we are. That'll be cancelled, like the big workshop I was going to do with doing the Ron Ransom big brush watercolour technique. That's all gone, and a demonstration for the local Towns Women's Guild. So it's not been a good year, is it? I've angled the. You can see behind my board over there. I've just had about 8 boards delivered. Well, my daughter-in-law gets it for me over at Leatherhead from Wessex Frames. 3mm MDF. It's just a little bit stiff, a bit lighter in weight than the 3mm, well, the 2mm that I have been using, which is very good. But it's much harder than this. The surface of this roughs up quite nicely. Although with this method of painting, you want quite a smooth underpainting, but you can rub it down between coats if you're going to apply 3 coats of gesso and get a reasonably smooth surface. Because when you lift out with the brushes, you found my brushes yet? with these cheapo brushes, pushing all sorts of effects you get with it, with the cheap brushes. They're ideal for this. Blending brush, well, I've got a blending brush here, which I also use for laying in. But I'll keep this for gentle blending. So I want a bit of blending in the sky. So just a couple of cheapo brushes. That's all I'm going to use, I hope. I bought these brushes, a pack of them, 15 for about £8 at our local range market, supermarket. But they've got rid of the lovely art department they had because to make room for an Iceland inside the store. Iceland being a freezer supermarket, the frozen prawns and frozen meals and all that sort of thing. Very good. We got like one of those in our high street, Iceland. It moved in sometime after Woolworths moved out. Right, okay, so let's get some paint on and see how we go. Just going to be trees, skies, a bit of landscape. So let's try this Viridian. This is a bit of light red. It's a more bluey green, the Viridian, and it does mix with ultramarine very well, and a bit of Payne's grey. I'll put a bit of a meadow in there. I've had my mate Alan's in his conservatory today. He'll be battering our ears with the rain landing on the plastic roof. Oh, that gives us all a laugh. Okay, that'll do. We can modify all that. That's a bit of Payne's grey in there. I like Payne's grey in the sky with ultramarine, a bit of white. For darker clouds, I like dark clouds, a bit of drama. So let's put that in now. Come up here a little bit. And do a bit on the horizon now. Let's get that green and that. Lovely. Let's just mix the four colours together. A bit more red, I think. Take your trees off. Same as the sky. If you paint a sky and you put your clouds in, but you've got a margin down the sides, it just looks as if you fitted them in. The clouds, the trees, and the landscape extends beyond your board, so you need to remember that. It's just a compositional thing. Okay, that's all right. Let's get some dark in there now. I'm not after realism here, I'm after producing something that is good to look at. We hope. Now I want it nice and dark in here because I can counter change against some lighter grass. Okay. So I'm doing this now to just remember how I did them. So I haven't done them for about nearly a year, 10 months, 11 months. Okay, now a good colour mixed with Viridian is, well, we'll do the green and the red, but yellow ochre mixes very well with Viridian. Just finish my tea. I hope you don't mind the new angle. I'm trying to keep my head out of it, and I can't zoom in close with this particular camcorder. It's not really made for really close-up stuff. The other camcorder is, but it records in an MOV file and takes a long time to. I have to compress it to make it compatible with Windows. So there we are. So that's a start. Now it's all lost and found, this is, because you put the sky in and we'll go over the margins, go over the what I've already painted, and then you can reinstate it and so on, just have some fun. So it won't be a slot. That's not lifting out well because it's not, there's not a great surface underneath, but we can compensate for that. So let's get some blue and grey in the sky. Let's add a bit of red in that. Can mix a bit of white with this. Oh, it's pouring down now. I'm going to leave quite a bit of whites or light. Now, a common fault that I have is sort of an observation thing. You tend to paint your clouds around the same shape as you've done the tree, so you've got to be aware of that. Let's get some more dark in there. Okay, let's put in a bit of lighter stuff now. Same brush, just squeeze out with a bit of reasonably clean toweling. So let's have some white and some yellow ochre and some red ochre. Bit of oil. Get nice and light into this horizon. I do like the angle. Anyway, folks, thanks for my patrons who support my channel with small amounts of money. Having just bought 8 sheets of that 4 foot by 3 foot board and paints and stuff, it all helps to pay. So if you want to make a contribution, please feel free to go on my Patreon. And I don't sort of do tutorials or anything like that. I endeavour to do 2 new videos every week, or more or less. Get that nice and light on there. I'm going to blend all this in a minute. I just want to get this the basics in. Bit of red. Just to some down the other side. Right, okay, let's get plenty of oil. Okay, let's start to do a bit of blending now. So just soften. See where you get an air of mystery to a painting is by softening. Now we've got quite a nice shape to the clouds. Come down here. Got to get a bit darker over there. Right, let's get a bit of dark up the top here, blue and Payne's grey. Right, coming up. Then we go back to we'll put a bit of foreground in, and then we'll go back on the trees. And with that little bit of dryer, it will tend to dry a bit faster, or go a bit tacky. Quite happy with that. That's soften there. Right, let's do a bit of foreground now. So all the one brush. Bit of ochre, so 4 colours basically. This is not strictly a tone study as such. Tone study would be probably two colours. But I'm sort of practising this for an upcoming demonstration that might or might not come off. Some red in there. I do enjoy doing these. I had a perverse thought yesterday of whether I should just slap some paint or just do an abstract. If I did, it wouldn't have any thought in it other than just doing it. And apparently that's not really good practice. Let's get let's get the lights in. Look, because this brush is such a cheapo one, it does lovely things. Look, see the it's very sparse, and being a bristle, I've got several hundred. Well, I don't know, I haven't counted them. brushes in that one brush. It must get red in. So a bit of yellow ochre and a bit of that red. Right. Right, now I'll go back into the just mixing Payne's grey, yellow, red ochre and the Viridian. I'm going to put some light back into that tree. So it's a beautiful colour, the Viridian, isn't it? But if you use it wrong, it'll be a bit too strong. Let's just get a little bit of shapes too regular there. Right, let's get a bit of light back in. Right, now right, just creating that illusion. When you put trunks in, it opens up the whole tree. It puts light back in the tree because you've put it, probably because you've put a contrast in between the darker colour and the lifting out colour. It's no good putting a dark trunk on, is it? Because it would just be lost in the melee. Now a little bit in that foreground. So bit of random shadowy bits here. You can use the blue and the red. Just a bit of random some nice light greens. The white with that. I've mixed a little bit of Viridian with the yellow ochre and a bit of white to just get this light green, very light green. Okay, well I think that's is okay. I'll put it in a frame and we'll have a look. This is about, for the size, this is probably the quickest one I've done for a while. Let's get my frame ready. Clear a space of my work table here. Right, excuse me folks while I just do this. Now, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Oops, oh, did that fit? Oh, yeah. Turn it around so it goes the other way. Ooh, it's about a fraction. Oh, that'll do. I'll shave off a bit of that, let's try. Oh, let's just put it on here. Right, well there we are, we've got another painting. Let's just lift you up so we can see. Oops. Let's come around here a bit. So I've got a square one. Oh, so I find it very difficult. Ah, yeah. Right, okay, well there we are. So we've got another rural scene. I've got a bit of a problem there. I've made they were both going in the same direction. Just a little bit of an adjustment there. Step on it. See if we can just get that around. Okay, you can poke and put it to death. This is the problem with painting, isn't it? You never finish a painting. You can always fiddle. But I've got a very simple foreground. It's all more meadow than grass. Well, no path through this one. Don't really want to put a path through. We're coming up into this and we're making our own path. Right, well I hope you like that folks. I'll get this uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you soon and stay safe. Bye bye.